All right, YouTube, we are back with another swing notebook series where we break down my swings from the previous week and hopefully find out something new about our swings and hopefully give you guys a way to think about your swing and how you break down your swing and what you can learn from. I love when people break down swings. I am a swing geek when it comes to slow pitch softball. I love when people do these, and it has helped me coach myself as we go through here. But today might actually be a pretty short and sweet one because it's kind of two main messages. The work works and the feels feel, man. So I'm going to start with the feels. I had Liz Galil come on our podcast this week on our JOCHUM strength fitness side of this whole program. And she came on and she was talking about feeling and implements and going nice and loosey-goosey with things, not trying to force it when you're doing these activities. She's a javelin thrower and is really into the rotational power game and the throwing motion game, and how she has gotten a lot of athletes to loosen up, relax, like feel what their body's doing rather than forcing positions and forcing your elbow high and forcing your hands in certain spots. And a lot of times we slow down our learning process and slow down our ability to actually master a skill by forcing ourselves down certain pathways, right? So she talked about just feeling when you're going through an exercise. Let the body do what feels good. Be a little bit more almost results-based than process-based, and let go. Not all the time. You do have to have some parts of the equation that are process-based, but when it gets to the game, when it gets to performing on the field, that is no longer a time in which you want to be focusing on little small things. You want the results of winning. You want the results of a good hit, and it's okay to loosen yourself up and be like, I'm just going to go get a hit, not focus on all of those other things, right? So that's what I tried to allow myself to do at these tournaments. And it worked beautifully. This part of the message worked beautifully because it matches up with the work works. And the reason that I was able to loosen up, it's not like you just can't think about anything and just go up there and not BP ever, or your swing is just going to stay the exact same. Like if you're not having active focus on fixing certain parts of your swing. But I had the active focus. I had the process-based result earlier in the week because we were really consistent with our BP off the tee this week. We went 4 times instead of the past couple weeks. It's been like 1 or 2 times or 0 times off the tee because we've been traveling everywhere, and the girlfriend's been here for Christmas holidays and New Year's, right? So my swing was feeling off. Everything was feeling just clunky. It was like, well, what is happening here? And it's just because I wasn't sharpening the blade, and I knew I was underprepared when I stepped into the box and doing those type of things, right? And there's a balance of having like confidence in being able to know you can get a hit with also that like hunger where you're not just thinking you're the shit so you don't have to practice. There's a lot of dudes that have a lot of bad swings that think they don't need to practice, and it's definitely not the right look. But having that work, putting in that work definitely showed up in these HitTrax tournaments. I think I went like 12 for 13 on Wednesday Night League. I batted 900 on Friday Night League. I batted 914 on Saturday Night League. And all I was focused about was letting it feel, hitting the ball hard, putting the ball where I wanted, and not necessarily trying to cut anything or trying to hit anything. I just wanted to smack a couple balls hard and be nice and loosey-goosey with it, and it felt really nice. Obviously, there was a lot of home runs here. There's a lot of really good exit velos. There's some misses. We still missed some, right? But we just missed at a way lesser extent because we put the work in and the work works. And if you are struggling with your swing, if you don't know where to start with your swing, if you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do, just go take some swings off a tee. The work works. It's the number one thing you can do to improve your swing. You can listen to every video you want. You can watch every swing breakdown you want. But if you're not actually taking swings, you're not getting better. And you're going to learn so much more with your own swing by just swinging and spending some time on it. So give yourself a couple days a week of just hitting 20 to 30 balls off the tee into a net, right? Like just get some feels in it, and I promise it'll pay off and better your swing. And then letting yourself feel when it gets to the game, letting yourself feel when it gets to like tournaments like this, where you just relax and do what you know you've been trained to do because you've done the process and you don't have to force the process, which I think a lot of people do. So we're just going to go through some of these swings, maybe talk about some things, maybe just admire. I think we're starting off with Trav's X2 Anarchy. He let me swing this tournament. This ball's accelerated, boys and girls. That ball is accelerated. We were drilling some balls.
My ball.
This making a review on this, I really liked this cut swing right here. This was a nice little cut swing. Down and up, get it right over top. I felt like I had pretty good control over the bats this day, but this I'm doing a review on this X4 bat, so this was just taking some game swings, getting a feel for it. And I was comparing it to this MX Monster. Just a little heads up, that X4 2 that he had me swing, that ball was missed on. That ball was. I remember this. This is one of the best feeling ones. It was an inside pitch, and it literally just felt like I snapped. Like it was just a barrel. I did not feel like I swung very hard. I just let the bat head accelerate through. That one was shot out of the can. This is all Wednesday Night League. I think we went 2-0. We just won Thursday Night League, so now we have to go defender title in Wednesday Night League. Okay, so this was my one out. Here we go. Here, I'll talk about this. So this was a double play ball. Yeah, not a good look. I had hit 2 home runs before. I was the only one really hitting home runs that night, so I could have hit all 6, but I just wanted to work on something, and this is like when you don't just do your job and just, again, I wasn't letting myself feel. I was trying to force something or change something up and just not hit 3 home runs in a row, even though that's what you were put there to do. In that situation, there's 2 people on. There was a guy in first and third, and I rolled his ball over, trying to be indecisive. Like, I thought I wanted to cut, and then I started to think, oh, maybe I should lift. And it wasn't even like an indecision in the moment. It was the indecision before I swung, where I knew I should probably just hit the home run right now. But then I also didn't want to be the Chad that just hit 3 home runs in a row. So it was almost like an ego thing, you know what I mean? Like, anti-ego thing of not being the dickhead that hit 3 in a row. So I saved it when I really shouldn't have. But thinking about something else other than the actual swing itself. That's the result. Double play right there. Oh, shot. That ball's shot. Yeah, I was swinging this MX. It actually felt pretty good. First couple swings on here. I'll do a review on this one eventually. All right, so then that was Wednesday Night League. This is Friday Night League. No, this is Friday Night Tournament that we did. Fish and I were oh, that's a good ass swing. This one's sexy, boys and girls. Look at that. Look at that little cut swing right there. Little cut swing right there. So Fish and I were battling for the battle championship there. I got that Judy in there. Oh, that ball was shot. She was perfect through 4 games. She didn't get an out through 4 games. I think I had 1 out through 4 games. And then I think she got an out in the last game, and I didn't get an out in the last game, and ended up winning the batting title by 1 swing. So that was a pretty good, this is a pretty good tournament. We were putting up 28 runs. She had 2 outs or something like that. I had like, no. I think she had 4 outs. I had 3 outs the entire tournament in 5 days. Ooh, that was one of them. This is another one where I really, again, I didn't let myself feel. I tried to force and really just try to like overcut, get the like Bradley Jones cut ball on, and I just totally
back to the one by himself.
That one I rolled over. I got it through, but that's definitely a rollover. I need to stop with that little like indecision between am I hitting a home run or am I hitting a line drive, and then I get that little stupid rollover that smashes the ball. That was a good one, shooting down the line. Actually, no, this was a home run right here. This is the weird one. I tried to get this thing right down right field line. I was fucking around a little bit at this point, not gonna lie. I think we were winning big this game. I was trying to see if I could get it down that right field line into that corner, and that ended up going 324. It was like a golf head shot. Like, it hit the barrel and like exploded out. I think this was one of my highest exit velos of the day, which is kind of crazy. Just reaching a little bit for the balls. And then I had Matt. This is Saturday night tournament. This is when I was really felt on. I think I had like 50 RBIs. It was pretty good. Smoking the ball. Kurt and I were the 2 home run hitters, so kind of got the free swing a little bit. But I was also feeling really good about my gap shots if I needed to. I just really didn't need to a bunch of times. That one's a little less. No, that was really good there. That's a little home run there. That's a good one. I like that one. That is not a good one. That is an out. That was actually a 4th pitch. See, this is the swing. Okay, so this is a 4th pitch that I just totally whiffed on. I was trying to push because the right center guy was over there, and I just got thrown at my hands. But it was the 4th or 5th pitch, I guess he already got thrown for. Had to swing at that one. That was just not pretty. But then following it up with this one here, I like this one. I had this one pretty well. Like, I just thought hands a little bit higher than the ball, which is actually pretty decent there, right? Like, hands right above the ball, then maybe a little bit more parallel instead of underneath the ball, and then just like hammer. I was thinking bat hammer through, like I was thinking about the barrel of the hammer, and it was actually doing really nice result of doing that, smacking the ball in. Cuddy there. My right center swing has had some pop on it.
There you go.
This was here. I was swinging Joe McMahon's Warthog. It's like an M2. It's a 27-ounce, half-ounce end loader. It's a lot heavier bat than I normally swing. It was actually kind of nice to like feel and slow down my hands. Like, I had to actively put my hands where I wanted, which honestly, maybe that is a good feel for me, because I was hitting a lot more line drives than I wanted, or not that I wanted to, but then I've been able to with the lighter bat where I feel like I lose it. So maybe that's a little unlock right there. That's why we do these swing videos right there. Yeah, this is the one. Sorry, that's why I got quiet. I knew there was one here that was just like super long. There's 2 people on. So this is what 2 people on. Before, like, usually I'll go for a gap, but when there's 2 people on and we actually just need a home run, I'm just trying to see how like hard I can to hit the ball to center field because I have a lot. I think my highest power is like right center field, not fully right center, but like right center of the field, and that I can hit some balls a mile. So I'm just like I've never really thought about hitting the ball center in hit tracks just because typically it's an out. But I'm like if I'm going up for a home run anyways, it's going over the fence. And I just started exploding on some balls there. Pause, but that's what we were doing there. Got that one extended. Yeah, that one hit Reed. That was definitely an out. I got saved there. I love this swing. Just nice and patient with those hands. Bop. Bop. Every time I wanted to do that swing, I pretty much did that swing. Not every time, but like I felt like I had much better command over that swing than I've traditionally had. That wasn't like a flex of like I can do whenever I want. It was a flex compared to my normal shitty self. I can't do it a lot of times.
Good ball, Austin.
There. Yeah. Actually, this one was an out. This one pissed me off. This was one of my 3 outs right here, by the way. That ball smacked at 100 miles an hour. It's supposed to be in the 3-4 hole, and they said the second baseman caught that ball. Look at that. Look at that angle of that ball. I mean, maybe I'm dumb, but I feel like second baseman's going to be like more over here, not in that 3-4 hole. I think I hit that perfectly. Not gonna lie, Reggie screwed me there. But that was one of my outs for the week, and I was alright with that. Home run here. Boom.
You gotta go
Boom.
pitch.
I like that. That's how I started this tournament off too. So that was nice. Smack it and getting that barrel extend and driving through it there. So this week we have Wednesday Night League again. And then we have Friday night hit tracks. I'll probably do Saturday morning hit tracks. And then we have the dome reserved for our Challenge Cup team. So that'll be dope. We get to hit some real balls in a dome with real pitching. And I need to do that very soon and get out of the cage. So I'm excited for that this Saturday. I think we're there from like 9 p.m. to midnight. So we're going to have to figure out something to do for those 3 hours. I don't know if we're hitting for 3 hours, but that'd be sick if we were. I would love it. I think everybody else on the team would hate it. And then the weekend after, we go to Wisconsin Dells. We're playing a Wisconsin Dells tournament with the Challenge Cup team to warm up. And then the weekend after that, we are going to Florida for the Challenge Cup. So it is fast approaching. We need to dial in, get after it. Let's go. Appreciate you guys swinging. Just keep swinging, baby. Let's go.